Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome here to Texas Motor Speedway as we're getting set for the running of the Texas 250 race number 15 of the NR2003 Diva Truck Series. After today's race, we only have 5 more races left to go until we crown our first ever champion of the Truck Series. Should be interesting to see how that will play out here today for 17 laps. Elena Lydia starts on the pole position. She fell 3 spots down to 6th in the point standings. She is alongside of April Glover in the number 9 truck. Now, April Glover fell 2 spots down to 20th in the point standings, so she needs to turn her luck around. Abigail Furling, third in the point standings in row number 2. Alongside of her is Erin Walsh in the number 15. She jumped up 4 spots to 12th in the point standings. As you can look at the rest of the starting grid, I need to make sure cautions got turned. That is not what I was looking for. Cautions are turned on. That was what I was looking for. Let's get these trucks rolling off and let's go over the top 10 the point standings presented by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. Abigail Lynn is still the points leader by 150 points, almost a full race distance. Over Naomi Hudson, who's second in points. Abigail Furling gained 2 spots to third in the standings. She starts number 3. Interesting. She starts third and she's third in points. Shayla Askarov gained 3 spots to fourth in the standings. Ruby Walker dropped 3 spots down to fifth in the points. Lena Lydia, our pole sitter, is sixth in the standings. Claudia Flores fell down to seventh in the standings. Stephanie Liera is eighth in the point standings. 247 points out of the lead. 262 back is Hanako Watanabe, who is ninth, and Kim Patterson, 288 points back, completes your top 10. Our last 5 races for the Diva Truck Series. Will be in 2 weeks, which they'll have their final off week. That will be at Loudon, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes. But it's time to go racing in Texas. And we're racing in the Texas 250 for the Truck Series. Elena Lydia going to take the lead, the Estonian driver who's prior to the season, we never even know what she was doing until now. But here comes Abigail Furling going to take the race lead in the number 62 Orleans Dodge. She is, as I said, third in the point standings. She's trying to run down Abigail Lynn for the points lead, but it could be too little too late. But the 5 bonus points for leading a lap is definitely going to try to cut that gap down. At one point, Abigail Furling was the points leader earlier on in this season of the Diva Truck Series. Next season, the points are going to be different because we're going to introduce a playoff system for all 3 of the Diva Series. Diva Trucks will have 23 races, Diva Bush Series will have 33, and Diva Cup Series will have 36. And as I'm recording this race, I'm still working on the Season 2 schedule for the Diva Series, which you'll get a video pretty darn soon, if you know what I mean. Samantha Johnson, who will be back in the Diva Truck Series next season in that unsponsored 66. Definitely a season she would like to forget. Dead last in points of the full-time drivers. Also dead last in points out of the 42 trucks that we've had this season. From race, I think it was like race 3 onwards. So she's had anything but a stellar season, as there's Alexandria Sarnes, 40th in the standings. Sarnes is mathematically eliminated from the championship. There's no way she's going to make up 700 plus points in 5 races, which would be impossible if you ask me. As there's Chow Ding in the 50 machine. Chowding gained 4 spots to 18th in the point standings. And there's the points leader, Abigail Lynn. If she stays in the top 5 in the point standings, she will lock herself a spot into next season's Diva Bush Series ride, which we're definitely excited for Abigail Lynn, as Noguera is going to lead that lap, but now the points leader is going to take the race lead. Tatiana Noguera comes in this race 39th in the point standings. Of course, she'll be moving up to the full-time in Diva Cup next season, as Ruby White's looking underneath Abigail Lynn, trying to make sure that the one truck did not lead a lap. Donna Ramirez in the 59. There's Shayla Askeroff in the 36 right there. Ruby White led that lap. Donna Ramirez will take the lead. Ruby White fell 7 spots down to 15th in the point standings. Donna Ramirez, 33rd in points, needs a good run, as Askeroff's going to take the lead. Kim Patterson, 10th in points, going to try to have a response as Askeroff leads that lap. We're inside of 10 to go, by the way. Kim Patterson going to take the lead. That's Addison Peterson in the 54, the Season 2 Red Bull GT Series champion. Alex Winters in the 00, going to be back in the Diva Truck Series next season. Alex Winters has recently turned 18 years old, so she's getting all the experience. There's Tina Turner. Tina Turner, 19th in the point standings. And she leads that lap. That's Ada Chua in the 13 truck. Ada Chua, 27th in points. That's the gal who's trying to run down Abigail Lynn for the points lead. Naomi Hudson won't get the 5 points for leading a lap. That's second in points, I should point out. Naomi Hudson, 150 points out of the points lead. As of now, she is in a spot to possibly move up to the Diva Bush Series next season. But she's got to make sure she stays ahead of that one truck. As Stephanie Liera is going to take the lead. It was announced Stephanie will be changing her last name after the season ends. She'll be changing it to Stephanie Groves for next season. Ruby Walker in the 72. She's, by the way, coming in this race on the bubble as far as the drivers moving up, which is that 5th position in the points. Maisie Creighton going to try to take the lead. 72 will lead that lap. Maisie 17th in the point standings. Still trying to find victory lane in that number 26 Retro Quaker State Chevrolet Silverado. And here comes Lydia up here. That's Eva Mata in the 29 and Jessica Smith in the 91 machine. Now, the thing about Lydia is that she's inside the top 10 of the points in the Diva Truck Series. She's almost inside the top 10 in the Diva Bush Series. So, what happens if she makes it into both transfers? She'll go straight to the Diva Cup Series next season. The way things have been going, I mean, that Dickies Dodge out of Bobby Hamilton Racing has been extremely fast. The surprising part is Lydia has yet to go to victory lane. Her teammate Carolina Bradley right there in the 4 truck. Carolina Bradley 31st in the point standings. It's about to be a Bobby Hamilton Motorsports 1-2 as we're about to take the white flag. One more lap to go at Texas. So far, these drivers are keeping it nice and clean. I might have spoke too soon because somebody's breaking out the 4 wide right there in the middle of the pack. Here comes Ingrid Pollard. Haven't talked much about the XI Batteries 99. Here comes Carolina Bradley. Bradley to the inside of Lydia. Looks like it's about to be a drag race between the Tickies Dodge and the Square D Dodge. And it looks like Carolina Bradley's going to get the win at Texas. 3/1000th of a second. She beat Lydia, and Carolina Bradley wins the Texas 250. That was pretty close. And for a driver who is 31st in the point standings, that is big. Lydia will come up 3/1000 short in getting her first win of the year, but this will definitely put her in the top 5 in the points after a second place finish. Great run for Samantha Johnson, a driver who's been really struggling in the points table, 42nd in points, dead last of the drivers who've run every race this season. First top 5 for her. Great run from her. Ingrid Pollard came up there in the closing stages, comes away in the top 5, finishing in 4. She came as race 24th on the points, so her second top 5 of the year. Where in the world did Balam Kim come from in that 07? She'll come away with 5th. Wonderful job for Balam Kim. And Balam Kim came in as race 26th in the points, so that's another driver who's been struggling in the standings. Aaron Walsh will get 6th. Great run for Aaron Walsh. Walsh was 12th in the points. This could put her in the top 10 in the point standings leaving today. April Glover will get 7th. Glover came into this race looking at the points, 20th in the standings, so a nice bounce-back run from her. Jessica Smith had a quiet run in 8th. Her 5th top 10 finish of the season, still looking for her first top 5. Abigail Furling, this is big in the terms of the championship bout. Came as race 3rd in points. She finished ahead of her championship rival, Abigail Lynn and Naomi Hudson. So Abigail Furling's going to eat into that point lead that Abigail Lynn had. And Eva Mata will come away in the top 10 of the championship. Mata came as race 16th in points after losing 5 spots last week. Definitely, this is a bounce-back result from her. As you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, and look where Abigail Lynn finished, 38th. Ouch. She was your points leader, by the way. Naomi Hudson, 32nd, came as race 2nd in points. Askarov came in as race 4th in points, came home in 30th. And a couple of other names I see here that were running well in points are really going to take some hits. Claudia Flores, she's been on a downward spiral these last several races. 24th for her. So I can tell you, Abigail Furling is definitely going to capitalize on the misfortunes of Abigail Lynn. And let's see, she finished in 9th, and Lynn finished 38th. That's a total of 29 spots, so that's a lot of points Abigail Furling has made up on Abigail Lynn. But Lynn is going to still keep the points lead no matter what, heading into our next race in 2 weeks at Loudon. But we still got to finish up our Texas weekend with